we are going to be using Bargain Bead Box January 2023, a galaxy of gems, to make 3 simple minimalist bracelets today. So this is part 3, and we're going to do 3 bracelets. So they're going to be very different, but I think you could probably wear them all combined together. If you wanted to do like a little stacking thing, that would be really cute. So we're going to be doing that today. So there's still a lot more beads, but I will go over everything with you. I'm going to flip you guys around here and we'll get started, okay? Okay, everyone, I'm back, and you can see I have some things pulled out here. So what we're going to be using is, we're going to use this tiger skin Jasper, which is Saturn, and we are going to use the rings for it. So we have that ready, and that's going to be one of our bracelets. And we do have the little gold spacer beads that we'll be using probably throughout. When I did the unboxing, I called this labradorite, but I wasn't really paying, I guess, that close of attention. This is not labradorite, this is Moonstone. On your paperwork, they said that you would either get Moonstone or labradorite, but they put the labradorite sticker on the little packet that it came in, so they were apologizing for any confusion. We're using some of the leftover chain that I have. We're using the aqua quartz beads, which represent Uranus. And I have pulled out some eye pins, some jump rings, some clasps, and yeah, you know what these are called. Wire guardians and crypt beads. Oh my goodness. So we're going to get started with these, and I think the first one I would like to do would be the Moonstone one. So I'm just going to go ahead and set everything else aside for now, except for what we need for that one. So I'm just moving everything off to the side. We're going to need a couple of these. I don't know if these will actually fit through here, so we may only need to use 2. Let me just play with it real quick and see. Nope, they won't. So we're just going to use them on the ends, and we're just going to string the wire through there. But we will need 4 crimps because that little sunshine is going to go right in the middle of our bracelet. So for this bracelet, we are using some bead and lawn satin gold wire. I have my trusty 7-strand wire that we're going to be using, and we're going to measure it out to fit around your wrist, but we are going to cut it in half. And it's just coming unwound because I'm getting close to the end of my journey here. All right, so let's go ahead and see how much we're going to actually need. Now, mind you, some of this will be cut out because of the middle there, because we're going to be using that link, but I still want to give myself plenty of room for error or whatever. So I have about a 6.5 inch wrist, so I'm going to probably cut off, well, it's probably close to about 12 inches, so 10 to 12 inches would be fine, I think, for my wrist. All right, let me wind this back up so doesn't unravel all over the place. And put the little thing back on. Every time I take that little thing off, I forget where I put it, and I just like toss it off to the side. All right, so there we go. There's that. And this one's going to be a cute little simple strung bracelet. So let's just go ahead and cut this in half. And we're going to attach it to our middle piece right away. So for this, we're going to just go through the little circle with our wire. Oh, first we're going to put on our crimp tube, then go through it with the little wire. And let's just make a little loop here to start it. Okay. And just try to make sure your little wires aren't being crossed there. All right, and you can scoot this up pretty close. You don't want it to be too tight because it could wear on your wire. So just leave yourself a little bit of breathing room between your crimp and the little loop of the link. And we'll just give it a good little crimp. And I don't think these itty bitty little beads are going to fit through 2 strands. So we're just going to go ahead and cut that one little tiny tail right off. We're not going to need it. Oh my goodness gracious. There we go. All right. So let's go ahead and just get started with this one side real quick, and we will see if we need to use any spacers or anything like that. I think we'll probably be okay, but who knows? Or maybe it'll end up being asymmetrical where we'll end up doing a bunch of spacers on the other side instead of beads. Who knows? Which would, you know, honestly would be really cute. So I'm trying to find the hole to these little teeny tiny beads. And they are so tiny, you guys. They're so tiny. I believe they're 3 millimeter, but they're so pretty. And they deserve to be just kind of showcased on their own instead of being used as some like little spacer, which is probably normally what I would do with something so tiny. I would use it as like a little spacer. But since these are a nice little gemstone, I do want to feed them on here. And you know, because I'm having like such an issue, I'm not going to keep you forever watching me do this. I just want to try to get one side done with you guys before I go ahead and pause this and do the other side. Some of them you can see the hole pretty well, and then the other ones, they're just not as great. So I went outside to start my car this morning to go to work, and it was -5 degrees. -5. And it was bitter cold, and it was the worst. I don't know. It's been a long time. I don't even feel like last year our temperatures dropped that low. I really don't. But we had that big, excuse me, that big, you know, front come through and just devastate pretty much the whole entire Midwest. And even some people in the South, you know, are getting some really unusual weather for, you know, for what they're used to. And I can tell you, I was not a fan of that this morning. It was real cold. But it will get warmer. As a matter of fact, when I came out of work today, it was at a whole 8 degrees. It was like balmy, like almost humid. It's crazy. And wherever you are, if you're having nice weather, I am so happy for you. I'm not saying that to be mean at all. I'm sincerely happy for you. But note that I am a tiny bit jealous of you right now. And it's really kind of funny because I don't mind winter usually. I mean, winter is not my favorite of all the seasons. It's my very least favorite. But if I'm inside and not having to be wintry at all outside, then I'm good. I'm fine with having the seasons change, and I enjoy the change of the seasons. But man, winter sometimes feels so long, and I know it's only just begun. And, you know, January and February are usually some of our worst months for cold and everything. And I'm like, okay, we're only middle January. This could get bad. And I noticed as I get older too, I tolerate the cold less. And I think that's why so many people retire down south. It's just like the weather is just, I don't know, it's hard to like keep my body warm. yesterday I had all the plans of actually doing some more videos. Yesterday was Sunday, and my husband got up, and I had just got off the phone with one of my girlfriends I hadn't talked to in a while, and I was just doing a couple things around the house and just kind of cleaning up from the, you know, the day before. And he's like, did you want to go run to Kohl's? I had to return something to Amazon. I bought a new phone case, and because I don't understand how things work, I bought the wrong size phone case. So I ordered the right one, and I still had to return the incorrect one. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I have $20 Kohl's cash to spend anyway. I want to use that before it expires, or $25. So we headed there, and I didn't see, of course, when you have like money that is like free money to spend, not technically free because I had to spend money to get it, but you can never find something that you want. You're just kind of like, no. And I'm really trying not to buy clothes right now because I'm hoping to go down a size or so in my clothes, and I have plenty in the next size down, and I don't want to buy anything for, you know, the size I'm currently wearing right now, so I didn't want to waste the money on clothes for me. But my husband, you know, he could still use like another extra pair of jeans. You know, men go through jeans so much quicker than we do. So I told him, I said, well, go pick out some jeans and then we can use that towards it. So we ended up doing that. And we also went to TJ Maxx real quick, and they have, I know this is gonna sound weird, but I like a lot of their like undergarments because they get them like good name brand ones, you know, really inexpensive. And so I like to buy them there because you get some really nice, good quality underclothes for, you know, like hardly anything. So we went there, and I looked at dog beds because we need to get Woody a new dog bed because Marmalade threw up all over his, and we couldn't get it cleaned any more than what it really was. And so we just kind of putzed around in the morning, and then we came home and made lunch, and I told him, I said, you know what? I'm enjoying this day so much. I don't think I'm going to do any crafty stuff or anything like that. I think I'd rather just sit on the couch and relax, and maybe we can watch a couple movies. And he says it sounds like a good idea. So we both kicked back in our reclining couch and covered up with cozy blankets and watched a couple movies. And it was such a nice day, and I did not even feel like I wasted any time. Like sometimes I feel guilty for being a couch potato or whatever, and I did not feel guilty at all. It was just so nice just to sit there with my husband and just enjoy his company next to me and watch some good movies. So I don't know, I don't want to say they were good movies. They're kind of silly. We both like scary movies, so they weren't really good scary movies. They were just kind of dumb. So, but I still didn't feel like I wasted my time. It felt nice just to sit there and relax. It felt really good. So I highly recommend you taking the time to just, you know, be a couch potato. Take that time to just relax. You know, your house will always be there. And, you know, I saw a meme one time that said, I will forever be cleaning my kitchen. I order takeout, I still have to clean my kitchen. It doesn't matter. You know, that stuff just doesn't matter as much. I mean, you know, you don't want to let it go to the point where, you know, your house needs to be like contaminated or anything, or quarantined, I should say. But, you know, you need to take some time for yourself. You definitely do. And all too often, I don't. I mean, this is like my time doing this kind of stuff. But when I mean like take some time for yourself, like self-care, I mean, for me, self-care is not having to think about anything at all. I can put my phone down. I've already made myself take breaks from social media, so I don't even look at messages very often, which I feel bad. So if you message me, please know that I'm not just ignoring you. I'm making room in my mind to not have to think about anything. And it's not gonna be like that forever. I know that like after the holidays, I like to take a little bit of a break and just kind of unwind. And matter of fact, my mom had texted me and I totally missed the text yesterday and I saw it this morning. So I texted her back this morning and said, oh my gosh, I did not even see that you texted me yesterday. And I felt pretty bad about that because that's my mom. And she's like, oh, no worries. I figured you were probably either really busy or just relaxing. And so I need to try to get in the habit of turning my ringer back on my ringer on my phone on so I can hear it when it makes a noise. When I got my new phone, it's having trouble syncing up to my watch, so I don't even get the messages on my watch right now. Maybe that's what I'll do tonight when I'm sitting there. All right, let's see where we're at with this, because if this is about halfway through, I want to be done with this one side. And it is about halfway through, so we're going to go ahead and end this one side. And this is the side that we'll put the clasp on. So let's go ahead and do our crimp tube. Look at how many beads there is left over. There's so many. And then our wire guardian. And then we're going to go ahead and just fold that over. But I want to string on my lobster clasp right away. Kind of wondering if I should maybe use a smaller one. The small ones are so hard for me though. I have a hard time putting them on. I need these bigger ones like this. All right, so let's just put that through here. And we can pull it down. It's right about there, leaving a little bit of room for that wire guardian. Grab my crimp pliers. Crimp down the one side and then crimp it again. So I hope you guys all had a wonderful weekend and that you did exactly what you wanted to do or needed to do and you feel accomplished. That's super important as well. All right, so we have one side done and I don't know why I was thinking we wouldn't have enough beads. I mean, look at how many beads are there. There's still so many. All right, so let's go ahead and just do this other side while I have you on here. And, you know, we can chit chat about something if we want. I wish these little guys weren't so hard to see the hole, but at least you don't need that many. You know, it's not so bad. Okay, I just want to make sure my little loops are about the same size on both sides there, just so it looks even and like purposeful. All right. And then we can trim that little tail off again. There we go. And then we can just start beading. Let me see how many inches of beads I actually used on that, just so I have an idea. So if I line it up right there, it looks like about 3 1/4 inches of beads. Okay, so let's go ahead and bead this side real quick, or as quickly as we can. Oh my goodness. You know, I've seen people do like this and get so many beads on, but look at this. I do it and I don't get any beads. Am I doing it wrong? How, is there a trick to that? I know one of you guys know a trick. You guys always have really good ideas and hints and tricks and clues and, you know, things to share with me. And I really appreciate it when you do. Oh my goodness. It's kind of frustrating. Okay. This should be relaxing, not frustrating. Jody, calm down. You're fine. All right. So you got to give yourself a good talking to. Okay, so hopefully, I'm not sure when Chris will get these videos out, but I'm hoping by the next one you guys have given me some kind of idea. In my part 1 video, maybe part 2 video, I had asked, I believe, something about, you know, Valentine's Day, if you guys were interested in anything for Valentine's Day. I don't do a lot of theme-ish jewelry, but I certainly can, if that's something that you guys really would like to see going forward, you know, like, you know, if there's something for St. Patrick's Day or, you know, whatever, 4th of July, I mean, you name it. Like, if there's something going forward that you guys want to see, like a cute holiday earrings or bracelet or a necklace or whatever, just let me know. I actually bought like a little, it's like a notebook planner. And if you guys like tell me different things, I'm going to start writing it down, because I honestly, like, I'll read the messages. I'll respond to your messages when I read them. If I have not responded to your message, it's because I haven't read it yet. So your comments on YouTube, I'll respond to them. And, but if you say something, sometimes I forget, like, you know, what was that? And what video was that on? Because I try to sit down every couple days and just go through. I don't get notifications unless you're replying to me. Like if I reply to you and then you reply back to me, because it's not my channel that it's on, I don't get all the notifications. So I actually had to go digging for new comments. So that's why I may not get to you at all. But if you have something like that's, you know, really you feel is important to you to share with me, you know, you can absolutely message me on Facebook or on Instagram, any of those. I will continue to keep sharing my personal Instagram and Facebook with you guys on the show notes in every one of these videos, so that if you did want to say something to me, you could. And I'd probably have a chance of seeing it a little bit quicker, maybe. There we go. I'm not even going to try with that one. That one's got all kinds of little spots and flecks. I'm not even going to try. So I got home tonight and I had bought some, like the frozen meatballs, you know, because I'm like, I need to have stuff here that I can make really quickly. And all you have to do is really just dump them in a, you know, like a frying pan with just a little bit of olive oil and just kind of brown them up. They're already cooked. And then dump your sauce in and make your pasta. So I did that tonight for dinner. And it really took like no time at all, and everybody loved it. I was like, well, okay, well, they're just pre-made frozen meatballs. I have to be really careful though with those. I have to really watch. There's only certain brands that I can get because Xander has celiac and he cannot have gluten like whatsoever. So I have to make sure there's no wheat products, you know, in it. So yeah, but I know now what brands don't have it. So now I can just run in and grab them. I'll do a quick scan just in case they changed anything on the ingredients and move right along. All right, let's see where we're at. Probably just over halfway there. These little beads are just beautiful. They're They're super faceted. They're so sparkly, so shiny. I love how they're, there's like almost some iridescence to some of them. And like there's some dark spots on them. It just really gives them so much dimension, and it's just beautiful. Whoops, I just threw one across the table here. Very, very pretty. And I know, like, I have bought some of these teeny tiny gemstones. I believe I got garnets one time on Bead Box Bargains, and they were still a little bit pricey. You know, I mean, they weren't cheap by any means for the strand. And it looks like maybe just another ½ inch. So, I mean, they really pulled out all the stops for this. I mean, they gave us some very very high-end beads, I believe. Very pretty stuff. I may have to buy a few more, or buy another strand or something and save it for when I want to do something really petite or whatever. But I feel like I'm going to have enough of these left over that I can do like a simple bar necklace with it. That'd be really pretty. All right, we're going to see where we're at here in a second. I was going to pause it and just do this off camera, but then I thought, well, the other ones are going to go so quick that it really won't matter, I don't think. I mean, you guys can always fast forward if you want to, absolutely. Especially if you don't feel like hearing any banter from me today. Okay. Nope, just a little bit more. Tiny bit more. I'm going to grab that one that flung off the table here. There we go. I'm glad I didn't go too far. You know, I have to chase down beads all the time. I'm sure you guys are the same. And the ones I don't find, my cats find for me and play with, and then I find them. And then I have to make a trade with them. I have to give them a big giant wood bead to play with and trade me for one of my really good beads. You know, they have so many toys, and they really prefer just to play with like a milk ring or a big wood bead. Oh, I just heard Cheeto, but I don't think he's in here. Cheeto, you in here? All right, so now we're good. And in fact, we're probably one too many. And I am going to go ahead and close this other side off here. And we're going to use a jump ring for that end. Where did I do my jump rings? There they are. You know, my space is not that big, you guys. I don't know how I lose everything. All right, we got a good sturdy jump ring there. All right, so here's our crimp tube and our wire guardian. All right, bend that in a little bit. Some of these get bent way out of shape. All right. Okay. All right, I just need my crimping pliers. My guardian got a little crazy there, so I'm fixing it. All right, so let's cut that off. And then we can put our jump ring on there. All right, and let's see. Okay, I made it a little big, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. I don't know how I do that every time. It's either way too big or too small. But you know what? I'm okay with it because a lot of time I like to wear them around my watch. I don't like to have anything on my right hand. That's my mouse hand at work, and anything on my right wrist bothers my wrist. So I like to put everything on my left hand anyway. So I usually put them above my watch, and I kind of like them a little bit bigger. So there's our one bracelet. Turned out really cute. I like the simplicity of it. And I'll scoop these up. We can put those aside for now. There we go. Okay, the next one is going to be our Saturn and Saturn's rings. All right, so this one we are going to use our head pins with, because we are just going to make like a link bracelet. So let's get out our head pins. And I can put some of these tools off to the side because I don't need them all. Do need that? Don't need that. Okay. So I imagine like I kind of want the middle to have the middle ones to have the little ring on them. So let's start there. You know, it was funny because I didn't think I would use these on it, but look at, they're actually really cute. I really kind of enjoy that. So I'm gonna string that on there, and then we're just gonna do a bunch of simple loops here. Okay, there's one. Just a little pinch there. There we go. And then let's use a couple of these little gold spacers too, just to give it a little extra something. So this one we'll put on a gold spacer. And our ring, and our little Saturn guy. And just put on a little spacer. It can be like Saturn's rings, right? Or not rings, moons. Because I think Saturn is one. Does it have 2 moons? Oh my goodness, I'm trying to remember back to like 3rd grade earth science or whatever it is. All right, so there's that. And then let's do another one without the spacers. You know, I could even give this one to my mom because her wrist is a little bit bigger than mine, and she would probably love this. I think she would love that. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll be a good daughter and go bring her some more jewelry. Because I don't bring her enough apparently, or something. I make stuff for her a lot. And her ears have gotten really sensitive. Like she can't even wear like, you know, 24 karat gold or sterling silver in her ears. Her ears have gotten to the point where she just can't wear anything in them anymore. And it kind of makes her sad because she was always very much an earring person. So she's a little bit bummed out about that. which I don't blame her. I would be too. All right, so let's do 2 more with a spacer. I think we're gonna save one of these to do our little, we're gonna do like a little dangle for it too, just a little cute little dangle. So let's do these. And it's just a really simple little fun bracelet, but I think, you know, sometimes I think you don't have to do everything you've learned, you know, you don't have to do every technique. You can just do, you know, even Wendy said before too, just sometimes simple jewelry is the most beautiful jewelry. It's just, it's simple. And, you know, I like to sometimes have, I like to do projects that challenge me, but I also enjoy just making a simple little chain, you know, like a chain looking bracelet or necklace by doing this, you know, by making little wrapped loops or little, you know, simple loops. I mean, I don't know. And I figured we could use some nice simple stuff today. I wanted to get in another video, and the one thing I have planned will take a little bit longer, but with another bead box. So I didn't want to do that today. So I'm like, no, we're gonna continue on with this bargain bead box for right now, and let's knock out 3 bracelets in one sitting. And I picked the colors so that they would all kind of go together too. Like if you wanted to wear them, like, I mean, the whole box is curated to go together, right? But I thought that if you wanted to wear, you know, all 3 together, they were going to be, you know, strung differently or made differently, but, you know, you could definitely wear them all together. All right, let me put those off to the side, and we're going to just start connecting these guys to each other. We're not going to use jump rings in the middle. We're just going to connect them right to each other and make our little chain out of it. And the only thing that's really important is to make sure after you open it, just double check and make sure you got it closed. Okay, that one has a spacer, that one does not. All right. Sometimes you just gotta give that loop a little squeeze. Okay, my head pin is shutting, and I don't know why. I pretty much get all my head pins from 3 different spots. I wonder if it's just maybe a bad batch. I don't know. If I give this away to this one to somebody, I'm gonna have to change out a couple head pins or a couple eye pins. But that's not a big deal. I'll just inspect it before I do anything else to it. All right, we got one more here. Okay. And let's see. Oh, I am gonna like the look of that. That is gonna be so cute. All right, so I think we're probably gonna need another like 6 beads just done, and we're just gonna go for it and just do just the beads alone, no spacers, just beads. Whoop. One. I think these are really pretty too. What was this again? It was Tiger Skin Jasper. I don't believe I ever used a Tiger Skin Jasper before. I think this is the first time I've actually touched it. It's really pretty. I like that. It's almost like a terracotta color, but a lighter terracotta, but you know, not as red. But it's not really even a brown, you know what I mean? It's just kind of, it's real different. I like it. I really, really like it. All right, let's see where we're at with these 4. So I don't get all crazy like I did the other bracelet and make it way too big. So put 2 on this side and 2 on the other. Yeah, as you can see, we're gonna have plenty of, still have plenty of beads left. And I have a couple ideas for some earrings. So I would like to try to do an all earring video because I have some really cute ideas that I think I would like to try. I saw some inspiration on Pinterest and I'm like, oh, I can kind of do that and make it my own if I do this. And so it's something I just want to give it a shot. So we're gonna do something. We're gonna try it. Plus, I have some favorite style earrings that I've made before that we're gonna do with some of these beads. All right. So honestly, it looks like maybe probably 1 more on each side. So I think I was right when I said 6. So let's find some of these that have like a lot of stripes on them. I really like those. All right, so there's that one. Yeah, some of these head pins are really cruddy. I don't understand that. So I'm gonna have to go through my head pins and see which ones look like they're the culprits. Because unfortunately when I buy them, I just mix them all together. Maybe I shouldn't do that until I've tested some out to see. But if you've had that problem, too, let me know. If you had a problem with like when you go to make a loop, if it starts peeling or something. See, now like this one is fine and I'm sure it's from the same batch, but I don't know. It's weird. But I've had several of them do it on this bracelet. So if I end up giving this bracelet away, I'm gonna have to redo the entire thing. I can't do that. So what I'll end up doing is I'll just make another one because I have plenty of these beads. I'll order some more of those little rings. If Bargain Bead Box has extras, which I gotta keep an eye out for that, by the way. That way I can get more. All right, so that we know is going to be plenty big, and it is. So good deal. Let's get our jump ring and our little clasp. There's our clasp. There we go. And jump ring. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and hook on our big jump ring to here. And we're going to get a smaller jump ring out of my little container there. Some of those big ones I can open and close with my hands. I know I probably shouldn't, but these smaller ones I need like a grip to get them open. And then we'll put our lobster clasp on there. And then let's go ahead and hang a dangle. Let's do one of these in a little head pin here. Cute little ball head pin will be nice. Let's do that. All right. Come on. So grab my little ring. Let's find one of these that has a lot of really cute stripes. This one does. right, like so. And then we're just going to wrap it right onto the bracelet itself. Let's go right to this jump ring here, right by our clasp. There we go. All right, now we can go ahead and trim that off. I feel like I got a little bit of a snag there. Let me fix that. There we go. All right, and now we have bracelet number 2 done. Just like that. Perfect. There we go. We got bracelet number 1 and number 2. See, they look cute together. Don't they look cute together? All right, I can put these back in here. I don't need them right now. And put these back in their tray. And I'm going to pause this real quick and I'll be right back and we'll get bracelet number 3 going. Okay, so for my last one, we're going to use the aqua quartz. And I do have this really pretty labradorite link that I have left over from something else, but I would really like to use it. And I do want to use this chain as well because I want to make it kind of like a double strand bracelet, but I still want it to be dainty, so I'm not going to hang anything off the strand. I just want it to be next to the blue beads. So we're going to do a simple stringing, and we're going to have our labradorite piece be in the middle. And these I know for sure, the little wire guardians will fit in between, so that's not going to be a big deal at all. And probably going to use some of the gold spacers too to go in between some of these beads, just because I think it needs a little more gold in it. So let's go ahead and do our string again. All right, so I'm going to cut off about this much. All right, and put our little thing back on it. I just thought this little labradorite would look so pretty with the blue quartz, so I'm like, yeah, I gotta do that, gotta do that. All right, and so what we're going to do, let's see how much of this we actually need for my wrist, right? Because we're gonna put this on first. This will help be a guide. So it looks like I could cut off right about here. So I'm just going to cut that. Look at, I got my memory wire pliers, my cutters. Oh, maybe let me give it a couple more spaces because I'm going to be cutting it in half. I can always trim off a link or two if I need to. All right, so there's that. And then let me just save that little chunk because I'll use that in a future tassel. All right. All right, let's cut this little guy in half here. So right about here. Okay. Now we can put him away because we don't need him right now. And oops, I just shook you guys all around. I'm so sorry about that. All right, and let's go ahead and hook that on first. So we need some tiny jump rings. So let me grab my little jump rings here, and I've got a couple different sizes, but I really want to use some small ones. All right, so here's a couple tiny ones. Are those even the same size? I think so. I don't know. That looks closer. All right, so let's open him up. almost closed it. There we go. Make sure it's closed all the way. And then let's do this one. It's my very last labradorite link, and I thought it would look just perfect with all this. I like to find some more of these gemstone links. I think I remember seeing them on, I think maybe Lima Beads. Not these exact ones or anything. These came in like a little kit, but something very similar to it. I'm gonna have to check. I think it might have been them. All right, so I do have quite a bit here, but I am going to actually measure this here just because, put this little bead beside it, just because I want to see how much I truly need for this instead of like guessing. Oh, it says 3, oh, yeah, about 3 1/4 inches. All right, we're just gonna go for it. Let's just go for it, guys. We can always trim off if we need to. All right. I just know I want to make this maybe just a tad bit like right up to there. All right, so we cut our strand in half, and we're going to grab our wire guardians and some more crimp tubes. Let's see if I can find some actual crimp tubes in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4. Crimp tube, there's a crimp tube. And I know there's another one in here somewhere. There it is. All right, I can sort the rest of that out after we're done here when I'm cleaning up my messes. All right, so let's bead this on. And then let's put on one of these little wire guardians. And then we're going to thread it right through here. And then thread that on. My little wire guardian got a little wonky. No, I don't like that one. I'm going to take that one off. Let's put a different one on. I don't mind having to change one of these out. They're not that expensive, so I'm not too worried about it. If one doesn't look right, it can just go away. Okay, now let's string this on. And maybe you can do them on opposite sides, like do one like on the top here and then one underneath the other chain. That might be cute. Let's try to do that. I do want to pull a little bit of this out though, because it got a little bit curly on me and I want to be able to hide that in a bead. All right. Okay, let's get that crimped down. There we go. Just like that. Okay, so now this one, let's go ahead and start beading. And I think we'll start with one of these gold spacers. My dog is out there whining. He wants some attention or something. Shane's out there with him, but he's probably like watching something on TV and not paying attention to him. he's kind of got this like, look at me, look at what I'm doing, Dad, look at me. So let's do 3 of these. And then let's do a spacer. And there's the other one. I don't know why that was just sit all funky on me. You know what? I'm just going to cut that off because I think that is interfering. Let's just cut that off. There we go. Much better. Now it's not going to sit all weird. Might be my crimp. Did I crimp it too hard? Let me fix that. Okay. All right, either way, once I put it on my wrist, it's going to straighten out. It'll be fine. Okay, so got that there. And then let's do another spacer. Then let's do 3 more. And a little spacer. And let's see where that sits. I think we could probably just do one more little spacer. I don't want to make it too big. I'm going to end up making this one too small or something, guys. Watch. So I'm going to save like a little chunk of this chain for like an extender. I don't know. Like I really do not like do the math. Like maybe that's what I need to start doing, is I need to start doing the math and say, you know, okay, so this is like 1 inch long and then this is like 1 inch long. So that means I only need 4 inches of material. And maybe it would be better. I'm such a go right on the fly kind of person that I don't take the time to really cut my materials like that. I suppose if I was making like bead kits for somebody, I would probably be more precise or, you know, more careful. But then again, would I? Because we don't all have the same size wrists. So I don't think I would be. I think I would end up giving you more material than what you really, really needed. And, you know, then I'd probably get fired if I was making these for some company for giving out too much stuff. I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and crimp this one down. Did I just give, oh my goodness. Hold on, guys. You know what? You know what fixes that? Crimp covers. It just slid on me and I have too much space. So I will be grabbing some crimp covers to fix that, because it'll just add a little bit of extra space. It'll take up some of that extra space. So if you end up making it just a hair, like you have just a tiny bit too much string, like, and you don't want it to show, see how I have that little teeny bit right here? Just grab yourself a couple crimp covers. Oh, and look, this is why. That little spacer went right through the crimp. So it wasn't me. Okay, good to know. Well, that kind of is even more disappointing because now I really can't. All right, you know what's going to happen is I'm going to end up fixing this, but for time's sake, I am not going to do that right now. But what I was saying, that if you did end up having too much space, you can put a crimp cover on there. And maybe, who knows, maybe I should just put a crimp cover on there, and who cares if the crimp bead is inside that bead, right? So it's not going to hurt the crimp bead or the crimp tube. All right, so there's one side. Let's go ahead and do the other. I might as well string it the exact same way, because if I do it to one end, I'm going to do it to the other end too, so it's fine. One of these. Oh, mistakes, we all make them, right? Okay, so I got this one on this side. I want to do this one on the opposite side, so here. Just to make it look a little interesting. You know, and you could do this without using a link, or you could use one of those cute little sunshine links that came in here that we used on the little Moonstone bracelet. Or if you have any other big pretty bead that you want to feature, you can make your own link by putting it through an eye pin, and it would look really pretty. So, you know, don't forget that you have some of those big flat pretty beads that you want to use and you haven't used them in a project yet, because you can easily turn those into a link for yourself. Don't forget about those beads. All right, so now let's go ahead and do what's inevitable. This is going to end up falling through over top of the crimp bead, but you know what? I don't want it to be any different than the other side, because we're going to just go ahead and fix the other side. It's not even going to be a big deal. All right, so we need 3 of these. A spacer. Oh, and it count to 3. 3 of these. A spacer. And 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. And 2 spacers. 1 and 2. All right, and now let's go ahead and finish off this end. We haven't hooked our chain onto our end pieces yet, but we will. In fact, once I'm done putting this little guy on, I'm going to pause it so I can grab my crimp covers and fix that one crimp. And then we'll also hook the chain onto the ends. All right, so here we go. And let's just give it a little more room again, just so that we can do both sides the same. All right. And there we go. All right, I will be right back. I am going to pause this real quick, and then we are going to do what we have to do to fix this, and then hook everything together and try everything on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I got my crimp covers. Never underestimate what crimp covers can do for you. They can hide a lot of mistakes. So I've used them as spacer beads in between beads before, because I made a mistake somewhere and I didn't have the heart to undo the whole thing. But it blended right in. It looked like a perfect little bead. It was crazy. I don't even, anyway, that's what I did. All right, so I'm gonna actually use my crimping pliers to hang on to it. Oh my goodness. Why does it have to be stuff that's like super fiddly? There we go. And you just gotta kind of, if you've never used them, you just gotta kind of fiddle with it till you get it on there right. You don't want it to be too small. They do come in sizes, but you don't want it to be too big either. So if you're using like a 2mm crimp, then you're gonna want to use like a size 2 of your crimp cover because you want it to fit right. You don't want it to be too little to where you can't form that little circle. And you don't want it to be too big to where it just kind of smushes and ends up looking really weird on you. So with these, you just got to kind of work your way around it until you get like a little ball. All right, so not perfect, but it worked. So let's do the other side. At least now you don't see a bunch of plain wire. If it was colored wire, I mean it is, it's gold, but if it was like blue wire, I probably wouldn't feel so bad because I'd be like, no, that's part of the design. But nope, not this time. But, or if it was, if we were using Coriana chain, it wouldn't be a big deal. Like, no, it's meant to slide around like that on the chain. That's why I'm using such a cute chain. Right, so it closed up there. There we go. Good deal. All right, so now let's get these on the right sides. And let's hook these on. So we're going to use a little tiny jump ring to hook that onto there. So let's grab this little small guy here. I don't need this stuff right now. And we're just going to use our mat to like hold everything together and just find where it needs to go. If the chain drapes just a tiny bit, it's okay. I mean, you don't want it hanging off to the point where it's like, you know, a ½ inch bigger or hanging down a ½ inch past your bracelet. But if it's just a little bit, it's really okay if it drapes just a tiny bit. All right. So there we go. There's our chain on one side. Oh, I got a kitty knocking at the door. Hold on, let me let the kitty in. See who's here. Come on in, Lucy. Come on, Lucy. Come on, baby. Come on. Let me close the door. Good girl. Lucy wanted to come in and hang out with us. Okay. You gonna get your mouse? There's little colored mice scattered all over the floor in here. Okay, I'm just gonna very carefully trim off that length there. All right, and then let's do the same thing on this side. Okay. See what I mean? It's gonna drape just a little bit. That's okay. That's okay to drape that little bit. All right, and then this one, we're just gonna hook both on the same jump ring. Let's do a smaller jump ring here, and then we'll do a larger jump ring for our clasp. Maybe we can get away with an even tinier one. Let me see. I like them to be almost invisible, you know, if you're trying just to hook things together. And now she's got all the mice out. There was one left in her little wicker basket, and now she's got them all out. But at least she's playing with them. I bought like I think you get like a dozen of these like little furry mice on Temu for like, I don't know, it was like during stocking stuffer time. So it was like really cheap. And I ended up getting her like a dozen little mice. They were just cute, really cute. I kind of want this one to have the same amount of drape, so let's just do that like purposefully. So that way it just kind of, yeah, that looks good. All right, and then we can close this little baby one up. Make sure it's closed all the way. And then let me just trim this little piece off here. We were really close. I only ended up having to trim off like a couple lengths. It's not bad. Whoop. It's not bad at all, honestly. There we go. Okay. And then let's get our larger jump ring here so we can hook it together. Awesome. And then here is our other bracelet. See, easy bracelets, easy peasy. And my kids would say easy peasy, cheddar squeezy. I always tell them, I'm like, I think it's supposed to be lemon. All right, so here we go. And there's our other bracelet. I am going to just put these away real quick so you guys can see them all laid out here. And then I'll try them on, and then I'll let you guys go and enjoy the rest of your day or morning or evening or whatever time of day it is that you're watching this. We still have a ton more beads to go. I will see about working on an earring tutorial, and we can make a few pairs of earrings. But here is our minimalist bracelets. Here's our blue one. Here's our brown one. And here is our Moonstone one. And again, they all will look cute together. So I'm gonna put them all on my wrist, and we're gonna just layer them up. And then you can see that they're all look really pretty together. All right, I will be right back, guys. Okay, I'm back, and I have them done. See, so I have all three of them layered together, but look at how pretty they are together. I mean, even if you just took two of them and wore them together, it would be really pretty. Or if you wore just one at a time, look at how simple it is. Simple and elegant and just beautiful. Or if you wore this little teeny dainty one, look at that, just simple, elegant, beautiful. And this one turned out to be really, really fun. I love that with the little gold rings. So, so pretty. So here they all are together. And I like a lot of jewelry, so I would probably wear all three together. That's just me. But definitely can be all worn separate. This one's really, really pretty. This is kind of going, this would look like I got having to pick out a dress for my stepson Jacob's wedding and his fiance Devin's wedding. And so she said that, you know, I asked her, I said, well, there's certain colors, and you know, she's like, well, you know, it's a summer wedding. So she said, you know, if you wanted to do like a dusty blue, or, you know, because her mom is doing a navy, but she said it was really up to me. And I know that I really do like the dusty blue or even the gray. And I thought, I need to make some jewelry for me to wear. So, and I kind of want something simple that's not going to take away from, like, you know, whatever I'm wearing. And I think this will just go with anything, honestly, because that labradorite's just a kind of little bit, has a little bit of a greenish tint to it, where this blue quartz is just gorgeous. So there you go, guys. 3 bracelets. We made 3 bracelets, 3 minimalistic bracelets. So we will have more adventures in this, but my next video probably will not be part of the series. Like I said, I'm going to try to continue the series on until we get the next box, just to give some other options out there. Meanwhile, the other things I do in between probably will not be minimalist stuff. It'll be regular, funky, chunky things that I like. And I like these too. These are beautiful too. So I guess just remember, no matter what shape or size anything is, it's still beautiful. It's always going to be beautiful. Anyway, so I hope you have a great evening. I am going to get off here, get some PJs, and maybe get a little, like, some fruit for a snack, and going to go curl up on the couch for a little bit. I hope you guys have a very blessed evening. I hope you sleep well, and I pray the rest of the week goes by great for you. God bless everyone. Bye.